Hello, this is Kim Watson, Visa Trader. Welcome to a review of the key economic news announcements that are coming out in the current week. So, the big story is US FOMC statement and press conference. The fact that there's a press conference following the statement may create more volatility. There's not an expectation of an interest rate increasing as such, but it's the timing of when they do start increasing interest rates and whether they start taking the patient word out. So, I think there's been enough hints that the word patient may be removed, but we'll have to have some patience for that, won't we? Okay, UK employment figures coming out on Wednesday, also the minutes from the MPC meeting, so let's have a look through in detail. Monday 16th, ECB President Draghi speaking at 18:45. This is actually only, I say only, but he's talking about the future of finance in industry. Whether he'll create any volatility, we'll have to wait and see, but there is always the potential when he's speaking, if there's any questions or anything that's he actually discusses within that meeting, but he'll probably try his best not to. Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day. Now, of course, wish all the best to our Irish comrades there. St. Patrick's Day in the US is probably as equally joined in as it is in Ireland, and we could see a quieter afternoon as the people take to the streets, particularly in New York, etc., for the party. So I have to fly over there for that one. Okay, looking earlier in the morning though, we've got the Australian monetary policy minutes coming out 30 minutes past midnight. At some point, we've got a monetary policy statement and possibly further details coming from the Japanese central bank, and then later in the morning we've got the European German economic statement. Now these tend to be quite low movers in real terms, although in the current play it may just have a little bit more volatility. Looking ahead to Wednesday, big day really. We've got for the UK employment report at 9:30, monetary policy minutes at 9:30. We'll see how people are voting, and there may be a change in the vote, which is the important thing to be watching for there. Then the annual budget at 12:30. Whether this will create much, we'll see. Last time it wasn't particularly volatile, but there's always the chance as the Chancellor talks through the predictions of growth, etc. And then in the US, we've got the at 6 o'clock in the evening, we've got the FOMC projections statement and rate levels. And as I said already, within the statement, they'll be looking for any changes of terms, particularly if they take the word patient out. And then following that, we've got a press conference. So it's one of these events where we follow up with a press conference at 6:30. So that in itself may bring in even more volatility around that time. Later in the evening, I don't know, but 9:45 because it's 9:45 p.m. So that's 21:45. We've got the New Zealand GDP figures coming out. Moving on to Thursday, I wouldn't normally cover much in the way of the Swissy, but as it seemed to have kicked a lot of brokers and traders in the teeth, I'd just point out that they've got a monetary policy and press conference at 8:30 on Thursday morning. Could create some volatility and certainly affect the euro pair. Excuse me. Later in the morning, looking at the euro still, we got the Lautro figures coming out. I expected this was due out a couple of weeks ago, but didn't materialise, and it looks like it's scheduled for this Thursday. Now, the important thing about this figure is to see how much money is being borrowed. The more when borrowed on Lautro, the better. It was quite disappointing last time. It's expected to come in. I'm just looking at the figures here. Just checked it. Yeah, it's expected to come in around about 130 billion. Now, the last figure was about 130, which was relatively disappointing. Come under forecast, but better than the previous quarter. This one, if the figures, they are lending more on the Lautro, it means less and probably better for the economy in terms of the money going through to the economy, and means less financial easing, which could be better for the euro. If the figure is low or lower, I think it could be quite poor for the euro, and we could see it selling off. So quite an important figure coming out there on Thursday. Leading into Friday, we've got again some news through the evening. The Royal Bank of Australia, Stevens, the governor there, will be speaking at 10 minutes past 2. And later in the day, we've got the CPI and retail sales for Canada coming out at 12:30. Not figures I've followed in the past, but as they're coming out on their own, be worth watching for volatility around that time. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great week. Bye for now.